Earlier this week, we had the Remain party, Change UK, launching their election campaign with a lot of ups and downs and chaos. And following the launch, they have released a full list of candidates they've been preparing for the upcoming elections. Now, before we start, it's important to remember that this new centrist party has emerged because they are saying that they are the only moderate and sensible politicians in the country. They exist to oppose extremists, bigots, fascists, any far right, far left that you might think, any crazy candidates. So keeping that in mind, let's have a look at the top 5 candidates who happen to be sexist, racist and homophobic. Candidate number 1, Joseph Russo. He once tweeted that black women scare me. I put this down to be chased through Amsterdam by a crazy black whore.
Come on, Malcolm, he asked me for a personal opinion.
But why didn't you say? I mean, he asked you, fuck, of course that explains it. Yeah. See if he'd asked you to fucking black up, or to give him your PIN number, or to shit yourself. Would you have done that as well?
I would have blacked up, because it was radio, nobody would have known.
Now, following the exposure of this tweet, Change UK as a party have forced Joseph to stand down as a candidate. I wonder why. Candidate number 2, Jan Rostowski, who was the deputy to Donald Tusk, who is the European Council president. So much for candidates from ordinary backgrounds, right? Jan has once said that a stable society is based on heterosexual relations, and that some Polish MPs are undeclared gays.
Unforeseeable. Yes.
No, you do not think that.
But I think
Sam,
we're straying rather from...
I'm going to have to go to international development and pull Simon Foster's fucking hair. He did not say...
Candidate number 3 is one of the leading figures at Change UK, Angela Smith. Some of you may have already seen this, but Angela once on TV couldn't help herself but make a mistake when it came to a debate about race issues.
But it's not just about colour. I mean, you know, the recent history of the party I've just left suggests that it's not just about being black or a funny, you know, different from the BME community, but the Jewish community equally.
Well, we all make mistakes, but this is a party that claims to be very sensible and moderate and grown up. So we should expect better from them. Candidate number 4, Ali Sajadi, who's always been a passionate Remainer. A couple of years ago, he tweeted, "When I hear that 70% of pickpockets caught on the London Underground are Romanian, it kind of makes me want Brexit."
You're also fucking mental. Jesus Christ, see you're a fucking omni-shambles, that's what you are. You're like that coffee machine, you know, from bean to cup, you fuck up.
Now, this tweet is only semi-factual. The problem with it is that a big chunk of the people who were arrested, who might have had Romanian backgrounds, were UK citizens or were actually born here, who just happen to have Romanian backgrounds. What are you going to do about that? Are you going to send them back somewhere, or...? And finally, candidate number 5, Nora Mulready. Now, this is a special case because Nora has said something controversial about Islam, which actually hasn't necessarily been anti-Muslim. Even people like Majid Nawaz have defended her. But the main point here is the hypocrisy of Remainers and the left, because whenever someone on the right criticizes Islam as a religion, or Islamism specifically, they are branded Islamophobic and racist. And now this is happening to one of their own candidates. So, hilarious. Nora once said that it is a fallacy that Islamism is nothing to do with Islam. She also once, after one of the terrorist attacks when the Prime Minister was holding a Cobra meeting, said, "Will the Cobra meeting have the integrity to call the threat by its name? We cannot deal with it if we can't even name it. Islamism, a strand of Islam." Again, she kind of has a point if she's specifically talking about Islamism and radical Islam, as long as she's not attacking Muslims individually and as people. But again, the whole point of it is that the hypocrisy of Remainers and the left, when anyone else who would say this from the right, they would be destroyed, because the moment you even criticize any extreme side of any religion, specifically Islam, you will be in a lot of trouble. But now they're defending their candidate, so it's kind of confusing where they actually stand on these issues. Now, the best person to sum up this video is the very sound Brendan O'Neill.
People like Gavin Esler and Chuka Amuna and other members of the kind of Change UK party, they put on this very nice, reasonable front. They're very good at this act of appearing reasonable and calm, but bubbling under the surface is serious, serious prejudice. Serious prejudice against ordinary voters, against the thing that we voted for in June 2016, against Brexit, of course, and Brexiteers. You know, these people are openly contemptuous of democracy. They really think that people were stupid in the way they voted. They really think lots of us are racist. They have this really prejudiced view of significant sections of the public. Remainers will often say that Brexiteers, especially leading Brexiteers, are all kind of prejudiced and strange and weird and so on. But often the real prejudice comes from the Remain camp, because they are the ones who've been calling voters low information and easily fooled and gullible and stupid and all these incredibly anti-democratic arguments, which, by the way, are the same anti-democratic arguments that were made against the Chartists in the 1840s,
Yes.
who were told that working class men are too stupid to vote, and against the suffragettes in the 1910s, who were told that, women don't have the right brain for voting.
Thank you again, as usual, for watching. If you're enjoying these contents, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow with a new video.